Sup guys, this will be my first impression of Prot Paladin after playing it through the first phase of Mythic Plus testing. These were the two builds I've been testing on beta. Triple Capstone on both sides for high damage, and Eye of Tyr plus Uther's Counsel for more defensive options. Holy. So how exactly does this all play out in M+? Despite the Holy Power nerf to Avenger's Shield, it has actually not felt bad to play. Most of Paladin's Holy Power comes in burst from Wings. Having Crusader's Judgment baseline with Sanctified Wrath gives us infinite Holy Power during Wings. Blessed Hammer being baseline also means we can generate Holy Power easily outside of combat, so we can always enter pulls with a full bar of Holy Power. With the addition of Dusk and Dawn, we will have to think about how we spend and generate our Holy Power. Rotationally, there will also be some thought process behind using Avenger's Shield for AoE damage and the silence, or a generator for Holy Power or Wings extension. Personally, I've found Prot Paladin to be really enjoyable in M+. Globals are definitely a lot tighter because of the additional charges on Hammer of Righteous and Judgment. I would have liked to see Consecrate or Word of Glory off the global. Maybe even scrap Consecrate because having to play around Consecrate just sucks. Wings being a much more impactful CD feels amazing. That euphoric feeling in Shadowlands of going into a large pull and popping all your CDs, watching your meters shoot up is still there. In fact, it's even better than before. The combination of Wings, Moment of Glory, and Divine Toll lets us burst for a massive amount. Having all of the extra defensives also really fills out the gaps and the problems that I had previously with Paladins in Shadowlands. Before it was all Ardent Defender extension and Guardian as your only other defensive. Now we can rotate between Sentinel, Eye of Tyr, Ardent Defender, Guardian, and Bubble Taunt, all of which are on a fairly short cooldown. In M+, you will have a CD for every single pull to make up for the lack of tankiness. Paladins will also probably end up being the tank that does the crazy priority damage, because of all the damage being tied behind Judgments and Hammer of Wrath. I could see Paladins going into a pull and absolutely smashing that one large mob in the pack. Utility wise, it definitely sucks having to waste points picking up Spell Warding or Hand of the Protector, but the 1 minute sack and the short Hodge is going to be huge in a lot of dungeons. Right now on beta, Prot Paladins are the buggiest spec. We won't be able to accurately judge these numbers, but for now it seems like Prot Paladins are doing the most damage in dungeons even without the bugs. Judgment and Hammer of Wrath is doing insane single target damage with the Wings talents. On AoE, Avenger's Shield and Shield of Righteous is doing massive damage. Sanctified Wrath is not intended, so that power can be scrapped. Grand Crusader is also bugged, proccing more than intended. Bulwark of the Righteous Fury is also not working properly, so a lot of the Shield of Righteous damage is lost. Prot Paladins so far are also on the squishier side, but they do have a lot of defensives and you will survive just fine if you're using CDs properly.
Okay.
Holy fuck, I'm blasting, look at my DPS.
Sheesh. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. My biggest concerns with this spec at the moment is how tuning will end up with the way these talents are placed. Right now, of all the tanks, Paladins have to make the biggest decision between tankiness and damage. Sentinel competes with a major damage option, and picking up Eye of Tyr would require dropping a high damage capstone. Getting Gift of Valkyr and Uther's Counsel for a shorter bubble or even other defensive talents would also require dropping a lot of damage talents. If damage from Paladins get tuned down because of how high their damage build is, it would make tankier builds feel really weak damage-wise. I'm also unsure how Blizzard intends to tune tank survivability at the moment, because if tank damage intake remains as high as it is now, and Vengeance, Warrior, or Blood Decay stay as tanky as they are, Prot Paladins will probably not be able to compete at the same level. Overall, I'm a big fan of how Paladins are at the moment despite all the gloom and doom I've been hearing. It's fun having busier globals and impactful cooldowns compared to the few defensives and the simpler rotations Paladins had in Shadowlands. The M+ dungeons we've tested this weekend seemed to have a lot of caster mobs, making Avenger's Shield interrupts really useful, especially for pugging. I could see Paladins staying very strong and popular in pug keys, and it does have potential to be a meta tank if their damage stays how it is. It will definitely be a bit more challenging to play Paladin at a high level, but there is a lot of room for improvements. Anyways, that is all. Thank you all for watching. I will have more videos for the other tanks incoming. Make my way downtown.
Yep.
Yeah, range in it. Sure.
That was
Holy,
easy.
Oh,
we smashed his key.
Big loot.